Welcome back to the channel. My name is Delaney. My number one job is to help you get your next remote job in the next 90 days. And in this video, we're going to break down all the things you need to do, the complete guide to hiring in January. So going into the new year, going into 2026, going into Q1, what do you need to do? What are the top 9 things that if you focus on these, you will 10x your likelihood of getting a job ASAP? It typically takes people on average 5.5 months to get a job currently, which is crazy. That's burning about $50,000 of either opportunity cost, because it's $50K you didn't make if you already have a job, or God forbid you're unemployed, that's $50K that you're burning through in savings. So I want to make sure you get that job as fast as possible. That's what we're going to break down. Help over 500 people land remote jobs from Meta, Netflix, Airbnb, Google, ESPN, blah, 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 epic companies. And I want to help you too. So let's jump into the content. Number 9 is the most spicy, the most interesting. So make sure you stick around for that. If you do that, you are highly likely to 2 to 3x your income, even when everyone else says it's a really tough job market. Let's jump in. Reality number 1 of January hiring is that January is like Costco on Sunday. Everyone thinks that I shouldn't apply in December. I should wait for the new year and kick off my job search because that's when budgets are fresh. It is true that budgets are fresh, but because everyone thinks that way, it's like Costco on a Sunday, because on Sunday, if you've ever walked into Costco or any grocery store, everyone's doing their shopping. Even though things are fully stocked, they're quickly out of stock. You're fighting for things. You're in line for a really long time. And January hiring is just like that. Yes, there's more supply, but demand doubles from December to January because of that thinking. So if you're watching this, depending on the time of year, if you have the possibility, get way ahead on all the pre-work in December. Start applying, get way ahead of the game, apply to every job you possibly can. Use a tool that helps you get way more applications out per month. We have a tool that does it. I'm biased. It uses real humans instead of just AI, so it's a little higher quality. But regardless, get out as many applications as you possibly can before competition doubles and your chances of getting an interview reduced by 50%, all other things being equal. Get ahead of the game. If it's now January, February, whatever, there's always going to be people that are still delayed, because it's not even about applying to a job. It's having a resume that's really dialed, a LinkedIn that's really dialed. It can't just be some ChatGPT basic resume, because the ATS knows all about that. It's smarter than that. It needs to be done with finesse. And if you're not getting interviews, it's going to take you a long time to get your resume and your LinkedIn to that point. And it's also going to take time to really sharpen your interview skills. So even if you are a little bit late to the game, there are people that are later than you. The longer you wait, the more competition will arise. So the best day to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best day is today. It's the exact same with your job search. Start today, take it serious, compress those timelines as fast as you can, and take it really seriously. 2, building off that, is leveraging the December hiring pipeline window. Like I mentioned, even though competition goes up and budgets are fresh in January, December is where all the pre-planning happens. Meaning, even though the job's going live January 1st, companies want to get ahead of the game before they go out of office for the holidays. They're going to get those job postings up in December. It's a really good time to get ahead of the game, do pre-screenings, get your resume out there, start doing outbound LinkedIn. We'll talk about that later towards the end of the video. There's a lot of ninja hacks you can do to get top of mind at the front of the gate, so that when the gates open, you're not waiting in a 3-hour line. You're at the front, you're getting on the ride, and you get that next job ASAP. All right, number 3, you might be like, Delaney, this is all great. Maybe I'm a bit late to the game. That's not realistic. That's fine, because 3 is exploiting the golden zone, which is January 1st through 15th. It's those first 2 weeks of the new year where we're on this trend where more people are easing back in, but they're still sluggish. They're still slow. Their resume and LinkedIn aren't where they need to be yet, so the ATS is scoring them low. This is the prime time where competition is still artificially low. So you want to get in, you want to build those recruiter relationships. You should, in 2026, have automated outbound LinkedIn set up. We support people with that. Have something that's working for you smarter, not harder, but you want to have more touch points. You want to have more real human interaction. It's a knife fight out there. It's really, really, really competitive. So you need to do everything in your power to get ahead. Leverage that golden zone to get ahead if possible. 4, refresh your resume for 2026. This goes for LinkedIn as well. But if you've been in the job market for a while and you've just been getting after it, maybe you're job stacking, maybe you just want one job, take this time to do an assessment, because new technologies are launched all the time. The world is moving faster than ever, and you don't want to get caught where your resume is just a bit outdated with the keywords and skills needed to get traction. So how do you do this? Go look at 10 to 20 different job postings for the type of jobs you want, pull all their keywords, and make sure your resume has that embedded. If you want support with that, you can reach out to us. We do done for you resumes. That said, you might be able to figure it out yourself. Just make sure you get your resume and your LinkedIn dialed to a point that you have all the right keywords. Your LinkedIn is updated as well. That will make sure you're ranking really high on the ATS, and your conversion rate per number of jobs applied to interviews is much higher. 5, in the same vein, is take the new year, fresh start, new year, new me, to do a career vision and job title audit. What does this mean? It means reflecting like, hey, where am I going and why? what do I care about? What do I want? What do I want my life to look like in 5, 10, 20 years? How does my career play a role in that? What lights me up? What am I passionate about? What do I want to be doing? Because you can make $1 million per year, and if you hate it, your life is going to suck and you're not going to be happy. I want you to be happy. I want you to make money. I know you can achieve both of those. Sometimes you got to sacrifice things to get to where you want to go, but it would be really unfortunate for you to barrel off in a direction without knowing why you're going there or how it relates to the other things you care about. What does your family life look like? Where are you living? What are you doing with your free time? What is your perception of yourself? All of those things projected out to what you want them to look like, and then making a game plan to reverse engineer that outcome is awesome. I do it to kick off every quarter, every year, and I'm constantly journaling on those things on a daily basis of what am I doing today to build towards that vision. It's a really exciting way to go through life. I love work because work is connected to what I'm creating in my life, and it's not this sluggish thing I step into on a daily basis out of agony. But two, more tactically, is as a part of that, okay, yes, this is what I want to be doing, but does the job market align to what I want to be doing? Which means, how big is that pool of jobs? It takes about 100 applications to get one interview if everything is dialed, which is sad, but it's just the reality. And there's more and more competition. That number may even go down over time with more people leveraging solutions like ours for just mass applying with precision, etc. That said, it's really important to have a list of all the potential job titles you could go after and do market research to see how many openings there are for that specific job title on a monthly basis. This shows you how big is that pool of jobs. If there's 2,000 of those jobs, amazing. If there's 20 to 50 to 200 to 500 of those jobs, not really as exciting, because if you can only get 1% of those per month, that might be 2 to 5 interviews that you're going to have all month. And that's just not enough momentum to land a job in today's day and age. So more on that later. If you haven't watched our full 30-minute training on how to get a job in 90 days, there should be a link to that either up here somewhere or down below in the description. Definitely watch that video. 7 is use January for recruiter coffee chats. I'm a huge fan of just AI apply, spam the internet with really high quality targeted applications, play the game of statistics, get a bunch of interviews without a lot of effort. That's our bread and butter. And additionally, because of the golden zone we talked about earlier, recruiters are available, they're hungry, they have a lot of drive to hit their Q1 goals. It's a great time to strategically and tactically set up coffee chats. What is that? It's basically like networking. We like to use automation tools to do it for you, where every day you're sending 30 plus connection requests to targeted recruiters. And when they reply, when they engage, then you just take that over manually and have a conversation and set up conversations. When you have 20, 30, 50 of those scheduled over a couple months, they eventually start to pop. If you build recruiter relationships, you now have this human whose entire job is to find good candidates, and they're going to think of you and they're going to hire you, which is really, really, really exciting. 8 is stack as many interviews as possible before performance reviews. This is true for the January-ish timeframe. It's also true for every quarterly review that you're having at your company, because layoffs happen right after that. It's after quarterly earnings reports and it's after performance reviews that companies say, okay, hey, we have a little bit of pressure to reduce our team size. And depending on how the team is looking and how individuals are performing, layoffs happen. So you definitely want to get ahead of that if you can. Hopefully you're an A+ player, but even if you are, if quarterly earnings don't look very good, you may or may not be safe. That said, if you need an extra excuse to put a little fuel under the fire for you to take action, let this be one of them. You don't want to be left high and dry without a parachute. So start building momentum. It takes time. You need a month, 2 months, 3 months to get that next offer, even with everything correct, just because of how much competition there is in the market. Get ahead of it. You don't want to be left high and dry. And it's still a really good time that your workload is probably lighter in January, so you have more bandwidth to do more interviewing. 9, this is the spicy one I mentioned at the beginning of the video, the big kahuna. It is stacking multiple jobs in January to kick off the year. Now, on this channel, you all know that I grew my corporate income from 80K to 390K in a year as a product manager, working 3 product management jobs, and then ultimately built this company, which has replaced all those things for me. That said, job stacking is an awesome way to really create a financial cushion for you and your family. That was my driver. I didn't want to be worried about my financial future, and it completely changed my life personally. Why is January a good time to start this? 1, new year, new you, new goals, a lot of opportunity to just reflect on what do you actually want? What's possible for me? Job stacking's had a huge year. It's becoming more and more normalized, which makes it more competitive, but it's still feasible. It's still something you can do. 2 is your workload is probably a little bit lighter around the holidays, so you have more time to get all these things done, the resume to LinkedIn, you applying, et cetera, which we want to take advantage of that, because the only way to do job stacking ethically and sustainably is if you can keep up your quality of work in all your roles, which is super important. 3, managers are quite distracted with all the new year initiatives, planning, etc. So again, you just have a little more leash to do your thing. If you're onboarding into a new role, you will have more time and flexibility to do that. And we just want to make sure the transition is always seamless. If you're watching this video and you know job stacking is for you, but you don't want to do all the work, we have an application link down below to see if you qualify for our 90-day done for you job search guaranteed placement. If you're still not sure if job stacking is for you or not, watch that 30-minute training that's also down below. It's how to get a remote job in 90 days, but it covers everything about what is job stacking, is it for me, what fields of work, etc., so that you can have a better sense of if it's for you or not. That said, super excited for you. Let's get after it. Let's get our next job, and we'll see you in the next video.